Rekobala Bibili, Rekobala Mbola Mzimu, Deuteronomy 29 or Deuteronomy 12 from verse 29. When the Lord your God cuts off before you the nations whom you go into dispossess, and you dispossess them and dwell in their land, take care that you be not ensnared to follow them after they have been destroyed before you, and that you do not inquire about their gods, saying, how did these nations serve their gods? That I also may do the same. You shall not worship the Lord your God in that way. For every abominable thing that the Lord hates, they have done for their gods. For they even burn their sons and their daughters in the fire to their gods. Everything that I command you, you shall be careful to do. You shall not add to it or take from it. Chapter 13. If a prophet or a dreamer of dreams arises among you and gives you a sign or a wonder, and the sign or wonder that he tells you comes to pass, and if he says, let us go after other gods, which you have not known, and let us serve them, you shall not listen to the words of that prophet or that dreamer of dreams. For the Lord your God is testing you to know whether you love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul. You shall walk after the Lord your God and fear him and keep his commandments and obey his voice, and you shall serve him and hold fast to him. But that prophet or that dreamer of dreams shall be put to death, because he has taught rebellion against the Lord your God, who brought you out of the land of Egypt and redeemed you out of the house of slavery, to make you live the way in which the Lord your God commanded you to walk. So you shall purge the evil from your midst. If your brother, the son of your mother, or your son, or your daughter, or the wife you embrace, or your friend who is as your own soul, entices you secretly, saying, let us go and serve other gods, which neither you nor your fathers have known, some of the gods of the peoples who are around you, whether near you or far from you, from the one end of the earth to the other, you shall not yield to him or listen to him, nor shall your eye pity him, nor shall you spare him, nor shall you conceal him, but you shall kill him. Your hand shall be the first against him, to put him to death, and afterward the hand of all the people. You shall stone him to death with stones, because he sought to draw you away from the Lord your God, who brought you out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of slavery. And all Israel shall hear and fear, and never again do any such wickedness as this among you. If you hear in one of your cities, which the Lord your God is giving you to dwell there, that certain worthless fellows have gone out among you and have drawn away the inhabitants of their city, saying, let us go and serve other gods, which you have not known, then you shall inquire and make search and ask diligently. And behold, if it be true and certain that such an abomination has been done among you, you shall surely put the inhabitants of that city to the sword, devoting it to destruction, all who are in it, and its cattle, with the edge of the sword. You shall gather all its spoil into the midst of its open square, and burn the city and all its spoil with fire, as a whole burnt offering to the Lord your God. It shall be a heap forever. It shall not be built again. None of the devoted things shall stick to your hand, that the Lord may turn from the fierceness of his anger, and show you mercy, and have compassion on you, and multiply you, as he saw to your fathers, if you obey the voice of the Lord your God, keeping all his commandments that I am commanding you today, and doing what is right in the sight of the Lord your God. That is the word of the Lord. Deuteronomy 12:29 to 13 verse 18. Goto darchi said this aka verse 30 and 31. Sadzone ferese dzine nga khadzo ra fara mumbro muwane wa mafhungo ya Rabali. Verse 30, it will take care that you will be not ensnared to follow them after they've been destroyed before you, and that you do not inquire about their gods, saying, how did these nations serve their gods, that I also may do the same. Verse 31, you shall not worship the Lord your God in that way, for every abominable thing that the Lord hates they have done for their gods, for they even burn their sons and their daughters in the fire to their gods. Bashur kwamba hapa ngaha utanya kana to be aware, to take care uri risifashiwe nga pfunzo dzokhela nanga urereli husi habukuma, to take care that we are not deceived, to be ensnared into fashion nga pfunzo dzokhelaho na strange worship practices. Namusi odala dzi complaint vhathu vha tshi khou lila nga experience dzavho kerekeni. Zwezwino u pfa nga vhaṅwe vho no kori vho fhedza tshelede yoṱhe kerekeni. Somehow the money they lost it. Vho vhudzofika vha bvisa tshelede zwino vho sala vha zwikolodoni. Vhaṅwe vha khou amba uri raroxela ri khou tou zwi vhona zwino uri ri tshi khou ri khou ya kerekeni hune hupfi hu khou itiwa zwa mudzimu khanthi a huna zwa vhukuma, a huna ngoho, mara ro vhaisala ro ya ri tshi khou ri hezwi zwi no khou itiwa zwi ḓo ri sumbedza mudzimu, zwi ḓo ri sendedza tsini na mudzimu, and we experience the blessings and power of God, but we were abused, we are hurt, vhaṅwe vha humbula no litsha mudzimu. Zwino problem hei ya u xela na u fhuriwa a i ngo thoma namusi, ndi thaidzo ine yo vha i hone na u bva kale. And that's why you see in this passage hu tshi khou ambiwa nga ha u thanya uri ri si xele. Zwino sa zwe ra enda ri khou amba nga bugu ya Deuteronomy i khou ri ṱuṱuwedza u fara ndaela dza mudzimu, to obey God's commandments. Hei bugu i khou dovholola, i khou vusuludza the covenant kana mulanga before Vaisraeli vha tshi dzhena shangoni la Kanani. Ndi bugu ine ya khou bvisela khagala uri tsha ndeme ndi u ḓivha zwavhuḓi uri Yehova ndi nnyi, Yehova uri mini, Yehova o ita mini, Yehova u khou ṱoḓa mini. Musi ri na heyo nḓivho ri ite zwe ra vhidzelwa zwone, to obey God out of love, out of gratitude, u livhuwa zwe mudzimu vha ri tshidza. Zwino Vaisraeli vhe vha tshimbila 40 years in the desert vha khou dovha hafhu vha humbudziwa, mara also they are being prepared uri musi ni tshi dzhena shangoni la Kanani ni vhe ni ready, ngauri one of the things zwine na khou ṱangana nazwo ndi vhathu vho fhambanaho, different religions, different worship practices. Zwino musi muthu a tshi ṱangana na hezwo zwithu u ya vha confused. Why am I doing what I'm doing? ndichivona vamwe, why are they doing what they are doing? Kani ndilingedze, nditry, nditechere zvine vamwe vakuita zvona. Chimwe chipinga vatu vakureya ngazvo uri let us try ngauri riko practice spirituality, rikuita zvamuya, rikuita zvithu zvitini matsina asi zvitini. Huna zvine najena khazvo zvidoniuraya, zvidonichinya. Huna zvine najena khazvo nichiri nikoita uri nisendere tsini na Jehovha matsina nikoto ya kure zvanirata. Zvino kana ripuwe mudzimu uri ukoripa Bhibhiri na chipiḓa ichi chinonga cha Deuteronomy uri vatu we must not be trapped, we must not be misled. Ngauri false worship is dangerous. Unbiblical worship irisendedza kure na Jehovha. Zvino musi rasedza ichi chipiḓa, the first thing richikori karitanyere ukhera is that rifanolo vana fungo la mudzimu. We must know the word of God, we must know the scriptures. Why? So that rikonoketa or this is wrong, this is right. Rikono distinguisha kana to differentiate, upambanyisa uri hezvi ndi zva Jehovha, hezvi asi zva Jehovha. We can't do that risadivi fungo la mudzimu. We must know his word. He has given us his revelation. Ine yafanira vayone uri guide kauri richiri rikoluva, we are worshiping. Kauri richiri rikuchimbira kazva urereri kana ndi religion rikuzviita hari. Hezvi ndi zva Jehovha, huna zvimwe zvine asi zva Jehovha. Zvino musiri chambangawo vana fungo la mudzimu. What do we mean? Why must we have the word of God? Chotoma rikofanira vana fungo la mudzimu ralivara na ulibuda kana ulifunziwa constantly. Uvaliwa hafungo la mudzimu uri musi richikobvera panda kavuchii na upfuka ka different situations rihumbure zvine mudzimu atoda na uaplya kana practice zvine mudzimu amba ka situations dzopambanawo. When you read the book of Deuteronomy, it's actually like a sermon. Ndi pfunzo. Book ya Deuteronomy yo mushe kufunza vaIsraeli. Sazvo ndamba huko vusurudzwa, huko dhobororwa zvine vadowana zvambiwa ka Exoda, ka Levitico, ka Numeri. Ngauri rishaya repetition, rishaya uhumbudziwa, ringasiri mutu ofunzwa rutii karisoko jari kwamba ngamwana we have taught him rwamba naye rutii, then arichamba naye zvera mubudza zvino unavugai 6 years satsumbu kana watusika una 7 ya ndo gesa tsi una 7 years ravari kuri rumufunza na 7 years arichadova ramba naye. That's not how it works. Vawana naini bhuku ya Deuteronomy ichikodhoborora zvithu zvambiwa murava uri vewe nichijena kanana. Actually nifanira vana vanadzi festival na vanadzi dates na vanadzi gathering hune nakodhoborora kuvara fungo la mudzimu constantly. And that's why chiwana na Bhibhiri iona ndi fungo la mudzimu lomwalwawo pasi, so that God continues to talk to us, continues to remind and teach us zvine atoda zvona, so that musirika stage dzopambanawo dzauchiro save na vaIsraeli vane they were coming from the desert, now they are going into a new situation hune vakova na shango. What must they do in that situation? Ndivone zvine zvashayeya uhumbudziwa futi fungo la mudzimu. Mara chimwe futi musiri chambanga uri fungo la mudzimu lifanira vahone ndi musi richilitende uri liripe vutari wisdom ka upindura na wana help ka dzimbudziso dzopambanawo dzauchiro, different questions of life. Ngori hapa mushe kufunza uko taluchedza zvine vantu vafano chimbira ngazvo zvavathusa. In verse 29, when you have taken the land, hedzi chaka mudzimo dzipandera, wangu wakavestated the possibility khona dze ya uri vewe nidobudzisa uri na apa petu eva vatu veva apa, the people before us, midzimu yavo yova ichiita mini kana vova chirabera hani. How did they worship and serve their God? Why would a person ask a question like that? Ukotova na curiosity na ndikoto to divavo kana ndikoto kuda history ya uri vatu va murao vava kuita mini. Mara humwe vafanira kuona zori musi mutu achiri ndikoita inquiry, ndingauri huva huna mbudziso, huva huna zvine yakotangana nazvo kuchiroo, avachi kotoda thuso. Zvifana musi kamisi ndo hadzima ndo kana ndo hadzima goloi, you're stuck. I don't know this car. What must I do? Ndikofonera the owner or the person who owned it before. Hey, what must I do in this house? Dina problem electricity. Hey, goloi inga aikuita zvoni. Dite me. You are asking the person who possessed it before. Zvoni zvine nabena vatu musi vojena kanana. One of the things that will make them inquire ndimusi vachitangana na taidzo na dzi challenge roenda riko amba ngauri this was an agricultural economy ineva kochira kare. Apa petu mavu rifaniro tavani. What are the weather patterns? Mvura, security ya apa rikotodova safe uri rikonomvera panda rive na kano rive na harvest. Ringabudzisai, hey, bewe bena vanichidzura pa, how did you solve the problems here? But no, rine hezu richita zolima na ukani rarichia raita dzi process na dzi ritual mkene. Una petu a special une kamsinga chivenda ridori ndi hipo, places where you consult the spiritual entities. Ndune raya richiri kotoda mvura hone. Una zvitu zvine raita zvone ngamaduva makene, certain special dates. We used to do that. And you can also do that. So that you can be successful in this land. Nive na harvest, nive na mvura. And one of the zvadetori va tomo jena kareyo midzimu isiri. Because the truth namusi, all of us, all human beings, we are faced with the same or similar questions, similar concerns. Whether kobudzisa nga health, mutakara, whether kobudzisa nga economy, zviliwa, ushuma, kobudzisa nga uva safe, kobudzisa rose za rufu, rinamudziswa nga dzi relationships, rufuno, mbingano, vana. We are faced with those concerns and questions or issues. Now, who do we inquire? Where do we ask? Where do we go to get the answers and to get help and to get direction? Naria consulta fungola mzimu na nandia rabel ndabudzisa no humbera help from Jehovah na kana ndido ndichikori no Jehovah hezutu angasizukona. Ndopfa vamwe vachiri una dzi rituals, una dzi process dzine ndaita dza mudzimu mukene, dza muthu mukene udonthusa, ndikotoda pora, ndikotoda vana, ndikotoda mvelaphanḓa, ndikotoda mushumo. Let me go to those things. Umwe ndingauri atidivi fhungo la mudzimu line lavana phindulo, lavana help ine ya cover situation dzote dza utshilo. Bibili ine ya risumbedza uri ina solution. Mara ngori neti ridivi. kana tizvitendi ndidoivechera tuko ndagidhima nadzimwe dzinzira ndichipfa ungari ndidzone dzinodothusa mara chimwe futi tichamba ngakungola mudzimu uri kaliveona liri thuse liri tsireledze ndimusi richifanira kudiva how to connect with God, how to be accepted by God, utanganedzwa rava vatina Jehovah. Ngori rezo richamba nga worship. What is worship? Ndizvitu zvine rakori ndichizviita. It is connecting me with God or with the spiritual realm. Ndifanira kuva nadzinzira kurabhera kana ndikoimba kana zvipiyo nazvipiyo. Ndizvitu zvine zvakonitsendedza tsini namudzimu na. Ndizvitu zvine zvakoniconnecta namudzimu na. Ndizvitu zvine zvakoita kuti ndiwane manda kamudzimu na. Ndizvitu zvine zvatoita kuti nditanganedzwe ngamudzimu na. Ndisvika hani kamudzimu? How do I approach? How does God accept me? How can I be sure, certain that what I'm doing connects me with God? How can I be certain? Urezvo zvinoenda kuita zviyashuma. Ndiani pone vawana rekwamba ngambira dzofamba nawo. Nadzikereke vawana dzofamba. Richiri no una ndira nke, which when you do it, it will help you feel the presence of God. When you do this, it will help you connect with the power of God. When you do this, it will make you connect with the blessings zamzi. Bawana vatu vachivo tutuedza dzindira dzofamba nawo. Why? Because they are answering those questions. Connect with God. Closeness namzi. Mara vanocha it's okay. A reconcile kungola mzi. Hunji vadawana vatu vakodzura vone vane. Va decide uri no, we think this is powerful. We think this is helping us to get close to God. Mara consult na kungo lamzi. And that's why nahapa kai verse 31. Mudzima chikwamba uri nisongoita ngadzimwe ndira. Nifano kande Jehovah. Because I'm the one who's calling you to come to me. I'm the one who's giving you the way, your approach. Ninsendera hani, nintabera hani, ninchumera hani, nenda nitanganeza. It's not us. Vanera kori Jehovah. We want to honor you. We want to serve you. Therefore, we are going to decide this is how we want to honor you. This is how we want to serve you. This is how we want to show you love. No. It's his worship. We are coming to him. He is the one inviting us. He is the one accepting us. Therefore, we have to ask God, what do you want? What do you require? Ndibiyondira ineva kori ridengayo kabo. Adzona ndikofarana. Ngorunji vawana richamba worship. Mara umwe uchisedza zvobeisa kana zvi influence wangarine dzi feeling dzacho na uri totami. Mara not uri mudzimu totami. So one of the things we never follow diva ngaburereri worship and religion ya Jehovah. Burereri religion ya Christianity. It is scripture based. It is a religion based on the book. Ridiva mudzimu ngazo ya amba vamwarwa pasi. Uamba na rine nga bibili. Na rine rich fanolo diwa wamba naye ndinga ka bibili. Musi rich fanolo connecta naye ndinga ka bibili. Ndivana vina fanolo diwa musi rich amba nga uruba mudzimu. The Bible is central. It is at the center. Your worship. Ngasi ambenga uconnecta na mzimu. Robe chera tungo bibili. Especially basongo puri wananga izina badona bathu bachikwamba nga spirituality. Ndizvo zva muya rifana connecta rwa muya. Mara vawana bathu basakwamba bibili. Azongwambiwa bibilini abatodu bara bibili. Abatodu shuma nga bibili. And it's never called Naka verse 31, which if you have to as chaka, they used to do for their gods. Gandira zinemuzimazi venga. Now that makes us realize that. We have to zinemuzimazi venga. Banga ba serious ngama. but ndi khou ita ndi serious, but hezwi zwithu zwi khou ḓifha, hai ndi khou ita nga maanḓa. Mudzimu a vha tshi khou ri a thi zwi funi hezwi, a thi zwi ṱoḓi. How do I know? Ndi zwone zwine zwa isa kha uri Mudzimu, what did you reveal? Ndi songo kopa vhaṅwe sa zwine zwa khou amba kha verse 31, ndi vhathu vhane huṅwe they used to give their children. Kha ndi mu dzhie ṅwana ndi mu pose muliloni ndi mu ite sacrifice. Ndi religion dzine dzivha dzo fhaṱiwa kha uri the more you give, the more you get. The greater the sacrifice, the quicker the God will answer. And ndivone zwine wa zwiona namusi, na bvisa 2 randa Mudzimu ḓo ni blessa 2 randa, na bvisa 10,000 Mudzimu ḓo ni blessa even nṱha. And hanefho hune vhaṅwe vha ḓo forcea u dzhena kha zwikolodo ngauri vha khou vhudziwa uri to connect with God it's because of what I give, what I must give God and impress him, and by his grace and by his favor. Zwino ndi sina tshithu ndi fanela nda ita tshikolodo, nda ḓa nda fha mufunzi ane a khou ri ndi ḓo ni sendedza kha Mudzimu. Vha wane muthu a khou ita tshikolodo a sala yena sina na zwiḽiwa, a sala na zwikolodo. And hanefho hune vhaṅwe vha khou lila ro zwipelwa, tshelede dzo tswiwa na vhafunzi vhone a ri tsha ḓivha uri vha gai. Mara ndi ngauri ndo tenda zwithu zwo khakheaho. Mudzimu u ṱoḓa ri tshi muluvhala, ndi ene a ri fhaho, a ri hangwelaho, a ri itaho nga tshilidzi, a ri blessaho. Rine ri ṱoḓa nga u livhuwa. And vhone zwine na zwezwo zwa vhana zwo fhisa vhana, vha wane Mudzimu o thoma u sumbedza na kha Genesis 22 musi Mudzimu a tshi testa Abrahamu uri ni a mpfuna na, a ri ḓisani ṅwana wa ni ye thavhani ya Moria. A tshi ri u ya mu ita tshiṱhavhelo, u ya mu vhulaha, murumwa a bvelela, no, imani, don't kill. A sumbedziwa thutha, a ram, uri thavhani hezwi. Vha wana Abrahamu a tshi ri hafha fhethu hupfi Jehovah u ya vhona, nga maṅwe maipfi the Lord provides, the Lord sees to it. Why? Because what we need to be accepted by God is the God who provides it. There is a distance between us and God. Distance yo itwaho na ngauri Mudzimu is holy, rine ri vhatshini. Mudzimu a ri muvhoni, rine ri fhano shangoni. How do we connect? How do we overcome this distance? Ndi Mudzimu who provides revelation. Ndi Mudzimu ane a provide atonement, chipfumelo. Ndi Mudzimu ane a ri fha nḓila ya uri hei distance vhukati yashu naye rine ri ṱanganedze zwine a ri fha. And that's what he showed clearly kha u ḓa ha Jesu Kristo. A tshi bva ṱaḓuwa a ḓa vha muthu, a tshi ḓa uri ṱanganya na Mudzimu, a tshi ḓa uri sumbedza Jehovah, ava ane a fa tshifhambanoni, so that his death can be atonement, chipfumelo cha u dzikisa mbiti dza Mudzimu, chipfumelo cha u bvisa vhutshinyi vhune ha ri separator na Mudzimu. And it is only in Jesus Christ. Tendani khaye, fulufhelani zwe a ita, ndi dzina ḽawe fhedzi hune na ṱangana na Mudzimu, a ni ṱanganedza. Thabelo dzaṋu dza pfiwa nga Yehova. Vhaṅwe ri khou shaya peace, a ri na mulalo, huṅwe ri na milandu ya ra ita. Vha ḓo wana vhathu vha tshi khou ṱoḓa u ṱanzwa mvalo, to clean their conscience and give themselves peace. Na vhudziwa pfi tendani kha Jesu, vha pfa muthu a tshi ri hai, this is too simple. U khou ṱoḓa zwithu zwa difficult, u khou ṱoḓa zwithu zwi ḓuraho. Ndi hanefho hune vhathu vha ḓo vhudziwa pfi farani dzi nyendo, gonyani dzi thavha, so that when you do those difficult things, how ni pfe uri no hangweliwa, ni pfe uri no ṱanganedziwa, ni pfe uri Mudzimu nango o ni takalela. No, a si ngauri na shuma, ndi ngauri Jesu u shuma. Ṱanganedzani mushumo we Jesu a u ita. Ndi zwone zwine ra fanela u funza zwone, ndi zwone zwine ra fanela u tshimbila ngazwo. Mara tshiṅwe futhi ri tshi amba nga fhungo ḽa Mudzimu, ngori arali ra sa vha nalo ri nga si ḓivhe u ṱangana naye. mara also zvitoda umupfa rimupfa hani otakarira zvipiri verse 32 vapfachiri, you must be careful to do everything I have commanded. Don't add, don't take from it. Misongo engedza, misongo subtract. Why would a person want to add or subtract? Umwe ndikauri ne ndikotodoita kwanga. Ndianepo une funzo dzokherawo za jenawo. Ndianepo une false worship na wrong worship practices za jenawo, because I want to add, sometimes I want to subtract. Zvifana muzere kwamba ngazviliwa vaona na mtu ane arizviliwa zvimwe neti zvifuni kana yakadhokoteira nikopiwa mushonga, I don't like this certain, I don't like some of the medicines, kana ukofi go to exercise nive healthy nafamu wachiri hai dzimwe exercise yeti dzifuni umwe mulayo mdzimu harifuni ngauri nari narufuno rwomdzimu zvitoma kufuna mdzimu orifuna rafuna ndaira dzavo rachimbira ngadzo dzothe mara safune akwambuwa zvaitira vatu vatodoengedza vachiri no uri kuvona uri zvithu zva mudzimu ndizvakale una zvithu zviswa namusi zvithu zva mudzimu uri kuvona uri ngazviimprova riengedze zvazvo. And that's the problem ine Jesu otangana nayo achirwa navarangapanda vachipinga chavo. Vounoengedza milayo yaSabata minji ine yonosara yonova even a burden muhwaro muri muthu achisedza urereri uvorere kuti zviyalemera, kereke iyalemera, ushumira mudzimu zviyalemera. Umwe is not because zviyalemera, it's because rine ronoengedza zvithu zvine hazvingomwarwa bhibhiri. Zvithu zva mudzimu zviyalemera, number one ngori hatina rufuno, hatina rutendo. Ara chifundisa chifuni chidondemera. Mara chakuviri vawana ndikofuna ushumira mudzimu, mara milayo yovewawo asi yamudzimu yoitwa ngavamwe vachikotodovonara, vachikotoda dzichelede, vachikotoda manda, vachikotodokondisa zvithu zva mudzimu. And zvone zvinevawona Jesu aenda achikaidza achirwa zvaita uri avengiwe ngauri kuuva nayo milayo. Mara umwe vatu vayapungudza ngauri vakuri no rine rikotoda zvazvo, mudzimu arikotoda hezvi nahezvi nahezvi. Ndiri zvatonga ndikotoita negotiation, ndikotonegotiata contract, kana ndikotoambisa ndimutanga namusidzana vanga valinga ndidonipa hezvi ini ndompa hezvi, ndonitera hezvi ini ndonitera hezvi. Navatonombura ngari mudzimu rikotoita muraro. No, it's his covenant, it's his relationship, it's his salvation. Ndirine otorijenisa karide rikotanganidza zvavo salvation yavo, not rine richikotori this is how we want to be saved. Kana richikotoudza mudzimu, God, this is what we want you to do and we will do this, or we don't want to do this, and so forth. No, karide richikotanganidza zvemudzimu apo. Mara chakuviri richikosadza yamapo. Watch out so that we are not deceived, ensnared. Karitanyo risipuriwa rifanirwa rapfesesa uri why rine vatu richipure, why are we prone kana ngachikuva vari susceptible zvinga zviyareruwa uri ripure. Why? Ngori rifanira kutanyira nazvo. Bhibhiri apa mudzimu koribudza achiridhiva. The Bible is showing us who we are. Not just that we are in danger, watch out for danger, but also that we are weak. But the enemy, the danger is not from outside. Umwe ndiftu zvirane patsini, ndiftu zvirekane, zvinyita uri ndikonadze kana zvikonadze uri ndipure, ndikokodzwe. Ndiftu zvinenge kwambiwa apa petosedzwa our desires. Desire nditama mini ndikotoda mini. What desires control my heart? Ndidzipi your desire dzine dzakontrola mbilu yavo. Ka verse 1 chapter 13 ukwambo angava profita na the dreamer of dreams vatu vane vabvumba zvithu zvamachero vakaona miloro vaita na zvithu zvimangadza. Why those people vakotakuwa hanepa vukati yavi vavahone ndingauri we are faced with questions about the future. We are faced with questions about life. We need help. So no, you know what, I've got knowledge and I'm connected with the spiritual world and I can offer help. A situation young. Nikotota mi. Taizu ya nidi mi. Bonani ndiakonotiva zitu za machero. Nabo umwefia ziyamba za ite. Bonani the signs, the miracles. Zinenda kuita. Umwezi zizo. Nango usuzoniza baso. Bashi kushumisa na manda. Asiya mudzimu kana manda. See, false powers. And hapo ukofi mudzimu ya zitendera. Zaba hone. Why? Kabato sizakuka verse 3. Chapter 13. Verse 3. Ichiri nisongo tetelesa uyo mtu. Yari, for God is testing you. Whether you love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul. Mudzimu, why we call it testimony? Bafanro faces a difference between a test and a temptation. A test is an opportunity ya usumbedza zvere zvavangangomu zvinenda zvidiva. A test, the opportunity of aruwa ngauri I'm putting into practice the knowledge and the skill that I have. Ndiko practice rutendo, ndiko practice obedience, ndiko aruwa tested iya nyarusa. Temptation lifu zvinezva kom mbidza kuti kandite uchini. Being tempted to sin or to do wrong things. You know, unadzifera nako dzenda mwari. Marakava redziva renya nambotavani so that you understand this testing and tempting. Ka James chapter 1 verse 12 to 15. James 1 12 to 15. But which blessed is the man who remains steadfast under trial. For when he has stood the test, he will receive the crown of life, which God has promised to those who love him. You love him, you not test. Niyafuna namzi. You know, temptation. Let no one say when he is tempted, I am being tempted by God. For God cannot be tempted with evil, and he himself tempts no one. Unokachivenda vadono kwambo ifiliti ulinga. Maroko ambo maifimabili di teste ulinga na ulinge ara chikamsu umalinga uspamanyisa. Marachita ucha the temptation here. But each person is tempted when he is lured. Ndimusi ndiko kokodziwa and enticed. Ndiko propoziwa by his own desire. Then the desire gives birth to sin. Sin grows and it becomes death. You know, ichiverapanda hapa Deuteronomy chapter 8. Bawana unokwambo test. Deuteronomy 8 verse 2 to 3. Musi wa Israeli bobe wa Sogani 40 years. It was a testing situation. Wapisa madhi akondo wanara jambaro zhuko tahara. It's a testing situation. Zvinobapfe mudzima chiri achivahungudza. Ka Deuteronomy 8 verse 2 to 3. You shall remember the whole way the Lord your God has led you these 40 years in the desert. Why? That he might humble you. I don't rely on myself. I don't have the power. In a situation, I must run to God. Atina manda. I must seek help. You are humbled. Testing you to know what was in your heart, whether you will keep his commandments or not. And he humbled you and let you hunger and fed you with manna. Genesis situation in it, they don't have food. But then he is the one who provides. bawana vachipiwa mana yonobva tabhuru. But why was God showing that? Ichibvera pandayari, that he might make you know that man does not live by bread alone, but man lives by every word that comes from the mouth of God. Mutuchira ngamaimbiwa abva omulomoni wa Mudzimu. Zvino ho testiwa badozvibara kasi kujanaka Exodus 15. Musi vacho vakotobva Egipita vasvika petu une madhi ahone adhunga. They can't drink this water. Vagrambla. Mudzimu vakotozviribulaya. Hey mushe, why ngori disapeto sina madhi? They were grumbling. Vafaila na test your fulupera Mudzimu, test your patient, test your trust Mudzimu. Mara Mudzimu vakonderera. Ari mushe, take a log, jani danda nipose madhi. That water became sweet. Mara safuni vakwamba poka Exodus 15 verse 24 to 26. Therefore the Lord made for them a rule, and there he tested them, saying, if you will diligently listen to the voice of the Lord your God, and do what is right in his eyes, and give ear to his commandments, and keep all his statutes, mira yoyote, atinga doni disara, marwadze enda disa ngeikibit. So vakofa kwambo nga test, ujeniswa ka testing situation. Ine ikofana wa opportunity kamne na bora ya uri karife Mudzimu. Upfashu Mudzimu unerawo ambanga muromo kari usumbedze. Ufuna hashu Mudzimu unerari, oh we love you Jesus, we love you God. Zvino kari zisumbedze namusi zvichikora. Example inevaiwana naka Jobo iri kwatisera hezvo. Jobo vawana otesting. Ngauri Satani odachi kuri Jehovah. Oyi Jobo rufuno lwaso lwamukuma. Ndi rufuno lwa uri mutu opi wa chelede, opi wa thundu. Everything is going well. That's why he loves you. Mudzimari ani divi Jobo waka. You don't know my servant. And you can't end there and test. Take everything from him. Oh, general fool. His children died. Asuka naune arwara. But he held on to God. Marabawana una msadzi wao. His wife. Where are you? Maralavi. Husband. Kariliche. Hui Mudzimu. Kari museme. Now I want you to see. Test and temptation. The temptation is coming from the wife. The wife is the one enticing Job. Richani Mudzimu. Mara the situation. Ya Job abakai. Yes, the test. Ya uri kafe Mudzimu. That faith. That loyalty, that commitment ine abanayo kaisumbedza nango aisumbedza. And you should not follow those na uchiro una the testing situation riko responda nga upfa Mudzimu na riko responda nga ulilera ka Mudzimu na riko responda nga ufulupera Mudzimu na nga usafera mbiru na nga ubana ufulupero na riko responda nga upfa Mudzimu na. Mara within the same situation, in a kuri tester, we have another temptation. Zineza diswanga Satan. Achiri idaninga. Nipe ne nite uchi. Come serite na example ngachikuru. One more was the test. Mutasu kubara bugwatiri. Akleimoru wadi. Azonika. Otherwise rotera do pasa. Rado bari na joke shita parote. Or chin the doing yati. Marazuno, you have to be tested. A test is good. Did you study? Do you know? How much do you know? What is your level of skill? Carry the board. The test. Marazuno ba wana ko ngwana test. Una muono ko kopela. Una muono ko ri, look, do you want to pass? There are cheat notes. Do wana memorandum. Carry otswa. Do wana ugai. That is temptation. Mara, the test itself, you have to write it. You have to show your skill. You have to show your knowledge. Mara, there is a tempter. A temptation in your code. No. Resongo passage of book. Carry out the answer. So naka uchiro horora. Situation in the only thing is a test. Whether dindara. Yes, I'm hungry. I don't have food. I don't have enough food. It's a testing situation. Mara ba wana na temptation. Ya uri carry out swa. Rekwamba relationship, rekwamba ngambinga. Come see your husband, your wife is away for a long time. It's a testing situation. Mara wabana temptation ya mumwe no kodachiri. Let us be unfaithful. Ripfuke murayo wa mzimu. Yes, there is a testing situation. Mara una temptation. Now, the wonderful thing in Rabuzonaka 1 Corinthians chapter 10, Bangayavara verse 1 to 13. Iwe kurubuza history ya Israel. What chimbera osoga? What testiwa? Ngo feira, ngo grambla. Mara they were also tempted. Ngabatu bachiba seducer. Bachiba kokodza, bafumakazi ba mwamba. Unaheba bakokodza bari ibvani kamudzi. Mara 1 Corinthians chapter 10 verse 13. Ndiye la feresio dole yao. Ine ya rumbuzo mudzimu onoridiva. God who knows us and controls our lives, he doesn't allow a situation that is beyond us. 1 Corinthians 10:30. No temptation has overtaken you that is not common to men. This is the first ndinowotoma upiraka hii situation. Ndinowotoma dampiwa, ndinowotoma peronga mshumo, ndinowotoma urwara. Ndituzne mudzimu kore. I know what is common kana zolingana obatu. Ichibvera panda verse 13. God is faithful and he will not let you be tempted beyond your ability. But with the temptation, listen to this, he will also provide a way of escape that you may be able to endure it. Mudzimu ari divao, what diva uri wiki, what diva situation orilinganawo, uri pana ndira ya upindura, ndira ya ukonderera, ndira ya ukunda. Now here's the problem. Ezo ndira za mzimu ringasi dzibora. Ngauri ariko dzitoda. Chinanga kotoda ndi desire dzashu. Ariko desire upfa mudzimu. Ngauri if I want to obey God, if I trust God who is faithful, God will provide a way. God will show me how must I endure. But if I don't want to obey, desire the liwa, desire the charity, desire the sex, desire the funi wangabatu. If that's what is controlling me, bado wanandira za uita ezo desire. Now one ezo desire. I don't go far now. Because the question is, what do you desire? Kama musodzora tsina. But what is your desire? What is your greatest desire? What is the desire that is controlling your heart? Because what is controlling your heart? Ari upfa mudzimu. Mudzimu do wasumbedza uri imfeniso. Nikonderere kumfaso. But if my desire is not God, badozvibona zvoita zviri. Ka 2 Thessalonians, but Thessalonians chapter 2. Let's see Pharisee vashuka vadzivara ndudzi mwara kuna ka pamphlet. 2 Thessalonians 2 verse 9 to 12. Ichikwamba ngau upuriwa nanga muvi Satan. Ngamadembe ene ya okhera bafo chipi. The coming lawless one is by the activity of Satan with all power and false signs and wonders. False signs and wonders. With all wicked deception. Now zoita wabuni. Happy for those who are perishing. Why? Because they refused to love the truth and so be saved. What did they refuse? To love the truth. Aranisa funingo. Holuka muzimu dori. Ati anifuningo. Ati anito divanga. Gidimisani zvezuni na koto. And the Satan was diva. Udodari was on. Therefore, God sends them a strong delusion. So that they may believe what is false, in order that all may be condemned who did not believe the truth, but had pleasure in unrighteousness. Situation in Chita. Iko to ita ne. Ndisumbedze zvine ndazvitakarira. Ari ndiko takarira muvi. That's what the situation is, just giving me an opportunity to do what I want. Una pala unecho shunga watu amba bari. kha ri soko dzhia muthu ra tshi muḓivha ri naye hanefha ri khou struggle roṱhe hei hu muthu wa rabela u serious a mbo ḓi wana tshelede a mbo ḓi tshintsha vhafa vhathu vha tshi ri tshelede yo tshintsha muthu ndi tshelede yo tshintsha muthu kana ndi muthu ane zwino ndo bvela khagala ngoti yo tshifhinga ri a vha ro dzika ngauri a re na tshelede mara ro no wana opportunity ro no wana goloi ro no wana tshelede hezwiḽa zwe ra vha ri nazwo mbiluni kana zwine ra vha nazwo mbiluni ri vho to zwi ita ngori arali ni tshi pfa mudzimu na musi ni na tshelede na musi no ṋamela nṱha economically ni ḓo to ṋaṋa u pfa mudzimu mara arali mudzimu ni sa mufuni vhushayi tsho tshifhinga vhu a ita uri ri vhe ri ngeri vhakhethwa tsho tshifhinga vhushayi vhu a ita hezwo zwithu vha wana muthu a tshi nga u serious wa rabela mara matsina mbilu eyo kha mudzimu ḓuvha ḽine tshelede ya bvelela vha wana uri ḽa muthu zwino khou ḽa zwino muthu wa vhukuma kule ende ndi yone mbuso ine ra khou vhudzisiwa nga ngomu hasho ro itala ri nga ravhala na 1 Peter chapter 2 verse 7 to 8 i khou amba nga tombo Jesu is the stone that you must build on mara upfi he was rejected by the builders leli tombo likhethwa the precious stone you must build by this stone mara upfi lelo tombo li dovha la khukhulisa liko khukhulisa ngori ni not ngori Jesu a khou ṱoḓa u litshidza mara ndi ngauri ini a ni funa u tshidza nga nḓila ya Jesu heyo nḓila i mbo ḓivha tshikhukuliso ngori ini khou ṱoḓa zwamu zwino ri fanela u vhudzisa na u fhindula imbudziso vha funa mini ngoho ya mudzimu na what is your greatest desire is it the righteousness of God tshine tsha vha mbiluni yavho ndi u pfa mudzimu na tshine tsha vha mbiluni yavho ndi u funa Jesu na ende arali hezwo zwithu zwi si zwone zwa phanḓa situation i ḓo zwi bvisela khagala uri na ri funa mini zwino na vhane vha dzi dreamer and prophets a huna zwiṅwe zwithu zwa special zwine vha khou ḓa nazwo they are just coming vari what do you desire ati vhathu vha khou lila vafunzi vha Nigeria vafunzi vha Malawi ti ndi khou to generalize ati khou ri vhenge dzi non South Africans ndi khou to amba uri u pfa vhathu vha khou lila vafunzi vha nnḓa a huna zwa special zwine vha khou ita vha ḓivha zwo ri ni ṱoḓa mini ati ni ṱoḓa tshelede ati ni ṱoḓa relationship ni ṱoḓa mini ri ḓo nifha zwone na ngoho vha ḓo nifha hoyu muthu na power hoyu muthu man of God ndi ngauri u khou ri fha desire dzashu riṋe a ri khou ṱoḓa mudzimu zwino ndi zwone zwine na kha verse 6 and 7 hu khou ambiwa nga desire again hu khou ambiwa zwino nga mashaka nga family tshi vha khou i fa list yapo kha verse 6 again the question is who do you love the most ndi nnyi wa ndemesa vhutshilo nanga ndi Yehova kana ndi ṅwana wanu ndi ṅwana wa khotsi yanu ṅwana wa mme yanu ndi musadzi wanu ndi munna wanu ndi khonani yanu na that's what the question or that verse is bringing a question to us vhathu vha tsini vhane vha nga ḓa secretly kha ini vha ri kha ri litshe mudzimu kha ri litshe Yehova vha ri kha ri yo shumela miṅwe midzimu why they are closest to us because they know us very well they know us and we trust them huṅwe ri a ṱoḓa vha takadza huṅwe ri vha o wana dzi favor zwino vha ḓo ḓa vhaṅwe vha sina mudzimu vha ri ṱuṱuwedza kha uri kha ri litshe Yehova vha ḓivha uri pressa dzi button vha ḓivha dzi weakness dzashu na hezwi zwine ra ri ndi dzi vulnerability uri nṋe ndi weak guy na mpuṱedza hafha ni nga wana ndi khou ni tevhela vha ri ḓivha zwino vha dzhia advantage yazwo zwithu zwa uri huṅwe ro vha vhudza na uri shaya mini ri ṱoḓa mini ri khou lila nga mini ri na thaidzo vha ri hayi khonani u na muṅwe mudzimu kha ri ḓo zama zwiṅwe zwithu nga ndivho kha ri ḓo zama zwa vhathu vho faho nga ndivho kha ri ṋameleliye gai hoyu Yehova ri mu litshe ende ngauri ndi vhathu vhane vha vha tsini na nṋe ndi a vha funa a thi khou ṱoḓa u vha vhaisa a thi khou ṱoḓa u vha disappointa vha wane ndi tshi tevhela zwine vha khou amba ishu hafha a si ya uri ri songo vha na vhangana ri songo vha na mashaka vha khou zwi fatela vha songo bva hafha vha ri mufunzi Rabali uri mashaka ndi vhaloyi hey, don't trust your friends. There are good people, there are bad people. Mara, we need people. Mara, also, we refer not to the Sauri Rimashaka. I bet you want to blame a family, I could a family. Ah, a family is a wood. Mara, I'm over a Benewo family. What kind of family are you to the family? What kind of relative are you to the relative? The Quaita Minika, the Quaita me, the Disami. And the greater, yes, I never to a Siwamu, but send it up in Jehovah. Adamu, Ungere Zomsadziwa, Alicho Famzi. One never to a wood, the send it at Sinamzi. Jonathan, Bawana Achi, two Satafit, Ufi Ari, Faranimuzi. The Musitafita Kotambura, Akoshaba, Jonathan Mutarera, Ari Conan. Hold on to God. Are you that kind of person? Are you that kind of close person? Mara, it's not only about us, what we are to others. Maroko fitanyani. Gauri, your love and your desire to be loved, your desire to have friendship and relationship, ingaita uri, nibeye relationship panda. Nabeya Jehovah mra. Umwena uchini niko ubona. Nakumura. Gori, I don't want to rock the boat. Gori, ndavusa mapungo kananda hana. Hai, hapo mbaswe na mra. Oyi mtu angadimbeka. Bawana lichibo tebe. Gauri, zunenda funa. Ni hoyo mtu upira Yehova. Ndizono zunoko ambu wanaka verse 12 and 30. Uchambori, nona ba midini ya bewe. Udoba ngapaka ichukua verse 13 iri certain worthless fellows. Worthless. Au kwamba watu wa staratani basina vyambaro basa dibalekani nje. Ukwamba umwe batu babudi. Batu bane bako no mobilizer. Sasa nzo kwambiwa they will draw you away. Barikari oshumera mungizi. Nduri arandi kwamba ngaro mborora musi ndikwamba ngazi influential people. Bane, some of them, they are beautiful, they are rich, they are famous, and so forth. Atiba wana, una watu moraro. Bane, watu amba chituri ya tebe. Ange mrao chituru suka kite ya. Ana mtango wa boro nfi David Beckham. Achiru penda mabuzi red. Zitukana zote. Zaya penda mabuzi red. Zichiko tebera hoyo mtu. Namsi ringa manga burihani. Tiriba twatebera fashion yao. Ndure are atori ukuita ndofofi ukodisa underwear ya wear pa. Are atori ukuita underwear nga plastic ya Shoprite. Oh, abantu wana kumakazo kwa correct. Utoba influencer. Unabo Elon Musk bane baya mwara baya Twitter baya poster. Umwe bako poster to religion bawana batu bako tebera. Ukamba batu wararo. Bane, they've got social power, social capital. They are rich, they are famous, but respected. Mara, bashumiza heyo influence yabo uridrowa ubvaka mzini. Ndi celebrity onoko li bibili ni songo ipa. Bibili ni chitu shamakuwa. Bibili ni vitu zakare. Chilani ni free. Bawana huna watu wararo. Onoko contester kana onoko pikisa bibili. Ndi onoko ridrowa. Ndifuna zino kwambuka verse 12 to 30. Bawana richihulisa watu. Rekobona na watu bachiko batebera. Raforinga uri hoyo mtu status chawe nichamta. Hai ngari zvino yakwamba zviyapfara. No. Uko fika ribone cherenga bibili. That's why verse 14 ichiri you must ask, you must inquire, you must search uko mtu kwamba mimi. Ende nivita hani nijia bibili. Yatonga tochi. Ine yakobone chera uri oyu mtu ukwamba mini angadiva mfunzi angadiva achivi prophet nyinyi apostle nyinyi doctor professor whatever ari kunitacheresa ngori status chamu chirimi rikofanira kubone chera nga bibili uri ini ni kwamba zvone na and aranisa kwamba zvone ari niteveri ndifane zvine ravari kufanira kuita zvone ringa nambara vengwa ngashamba ngatambara pambana na batu bachi markava ndideka topesera ndichambe ngotavanyana mudzimu kuri tusana uri rikunda hani ridziserereza how do we protect How do we keep safe from deception? Chotoma, you must know the Bible. You must have commitment to obey the Bible and love God. That's the first thing that can protect you. Chotoma chine changanitserereza. Diva fungu la mzimu, ufuna fungu la mzimu. Ufuna Yehova, na utoda umtakadza na utoda umushumela. Ndivyo vinaweza kufanana commitment yanu. Ndivyo vinaweza kufanana goal, zwa desire yanu, purpose yanu. Ndiko toda upfa muzimu. Ngori ali goal yanu isi hezo. Goal yanu ndiyo zinakachukua umwe you are chasing the bag. Goal yanu nduba famous. Goal yanu nduba happy. You are halfway to being deceived. You are halfway open. Uri hezo mizimu isili zode zinijiye. Ngori anio ka Yehova. Ni hapa hafu nono banta. Ndoko kozera mta. Rifanira ube ya panda Yehova. Jesu musachikunda milingo kana temptations za Satan kama Teofo. Opeza 40 days asinazuli. Satan afanira ota. Zino watu banji vado imisala ntauri Jesu okota scripture. Satan odaji kuri chinchai matombo abezulio. Jesu abewa nandara. Bafa Jesu achipindula na scripture. Alichili nga broto, alichili nga maifi ono vaka mzima. Satan uko udaka Jesu, Jesu, you want power? I can give you all these people. I know their desires. I can give you, they will follow you. If you follow me, Jesu are umwali wa ufi. You must bow down to God alone, not coming with him. Zino Jesu hakusko quote up the scripture. Jesu uko amba scripture ngori odinekezera upfa Yehova, upfa kotsi yawe. His food, his desire is to do the will of God. Tito wakumfana. Ngori Satan what they were believing. Still was given. Let's compete na Satan nga Bible knowledge. Satan knows the Bible. So it's not just about quoting scripture against Satan. It's about the commitment in my heart. Yahweh, I want to do what God says. Yes, I must know what God says, but I must also commit. Not just have knowledge. I can know the verses of the Bible, but if I'm not committed to living according to what God wants, that's why verse 4. You shall walk after the Lord your God and fear him. Keep his commandments. Obey his voice. You shall serve him. Happy you shall hold fast to him. Farerani Jehovah. Ndivyo zune ratoma kazo arali rich fanro kunda, rich fanro ba safe, rich fanro kono hanedza. Funzo zokhera na dzi worship dzineza kuri sendedza kule na mdzini. Chaubiri china rafanro ita. Risongonyadza uchinyi. Don't undermine or ignore uchinyi kana sin. Ka verse 5, ka verse 8 to 10, verse 15 and 16. Ukwambwa ngori hawo watu bonokuri ungeredza, enticing us to disobey God. What must happen to them? You must kill them. You must destroy them. Nifanro babvisera kule nabii. Nifanro bakaura. Churwane chine chakwambwa akufika bajiye chigidi. Batunche msadzi wabo. Kana babulaya mwana wabo ngori okubatutuwedza kuita uchini. Maroko ambo ubulaya uchini. Umwara chingavura na kaso kuti Kolosa chapter 3 verse 5. Bafa ichiri bulaya ni mirado ya bubi kaini. Kill, destroy, bulaya ni uchini. And in vita hard. You confess your sins. Yesu tuzokakei. Ndikombera pfareko. Ndiko rembuluwa. You don't hide sin. You put it out in the open. Ngori musi vodzumba. Zvibvera panda zvichiva namanda. Karine. Namusi zuze tukuhani. Rikofano zvikata. Risongo zvinyadza. Risongo ngazvira zvine mutu. Bawana barimini a small lion. Chichindawana chituku. Ara ndipo chijiye chituku. Ichi chinowa chituku. Ndipo chijiya ndabuya nacho aya. Chinohura chabala. Chabaluma, chababura. God is a wild animal. So no one ever tries to ambanga uchi. Bachira avdini. Namsi ndina bangana babi avdini. Namsi ndiko kuona program za kudaba za mabunyu watu wako soko semana afdini yani patsini yanga mara afdini ndiyazitendera tsini yanga matsina zibana impact zuno. How do we fight? Risongo nyadza uchini, we cut it out. Matthew 5 bafa Jesu achikwamba ngakupopi achiri arali ito lawo lichukakisa litemini nongore arali chanda chawo chichukakisa, cut it out. Ngoru kwamba zitu zine sometimes it's even part of me, it's something I'm used to. Ndito vena ndono zidowela umwe ndikubona zwi important izitu mara zwiko mbulayo ndifano zikhatha. By Ephesians 6 ichamba ngadzi weapons za muya umwe iyambanga bhanga la muya, the sword of the spirit ukwambo mini fungo la mzimu. Zvino bhanga is not just uri ndikoyothava muthu unokobva ndikonichova ini, no. Maro umwe la bhanga likofana ushuma ukhatha cancer yonambatela ikofana ushuma ukhatha uchini ndizvona zvine fungo la mzimu lafanda zvoto lichiyambana nne lichintsumbedza une atingokuna atingoluga amaskati andifana zvine mudzimu akwamba zvoto umwe ndi vathu varetsina ndi vathu vandavafuna ndingaluza relationship navo mara ndisongoluza relationship na mudzimu. Ndifana zvine nakerekeni uchinyi ufana ukhaitiwa risongori karisokojya ndi mufunzi Rabali vathu vasho ari na mufunzi mara ukuhamba mazvipi ukoshanda bhibhiri karisokobvera pandari nayo, no. Niyafana mukhatha na Rabali kati ringana mbara sara risina mufunzi, ringana mbara divale ra bhibhiri rothe rafunzwa kaumashaka, ringana mbara funza nanga chasho. Hello, riyafana nokhatha ngori rabvera panda rina uchinyi, rabvera panda rikukuvatedza uchinyi na vathu vonohamba pfunzo dzokherawo zvoda zvikorila zvoda zvikorivaisa muya, zvoda zvikoveya salvation ya vathu in danger, zvoda zvikoveya relationship yavo na mudzimu in danger arali rikotenda pfunzo dzokherawo mukati yazvo tsini yazvo. That's why richifana varadical chopedzisira china rafanoita kavapate ntha auchidzwa, build on the redemption and salvation yemudzimu aritera. Verse 5, verse 10, verse 17 and 18 vaona kudhobolwa kuti kuti heva vathu vakokhakela Jehovha mudzimu waveiwe we anichidza we aniremburura we anibvisa Igupta nduni ya upoli. Ndamamaiki another way ya uva na vathu vanokoribidzira kuwe na mudzimu ndohumbura kuti Jehovha oriitera mini, Jehovha onifuna hani, Jehovha onichidza, onipa Yesu Kristu, onichidza notopedzika zvivi, notopedzika taidzo dzapano shangoni mara taidzo kurwanesa iye arichidza kare ndouya heleni ndouya mulilo nusapiri. If we don't understand that ringavona ngari mudzimu ngoita chitu ende ridokurwana ngasatani zvimwe zvinoyapura ndima zvipi mudzimu anifuna, mudzimu anandava naye vona ni taidzo ine navakare mudzimu mihumbulo yawe ngaimi ndonivaisa ndorinisongobvera panda nikuivona imirayo mudzimu korinisongotipinda natevera milayo mudzimu ndingasibvere panda mudzimu kwatodhanisa vena success fuka nemilayo mudzimu ndivona zvizvapura Adamu na Eva napfa mudzimu aningatobvera panda nanga mudzimu kotodhanisa fani naye vapure mara ndimusi richidiva rufuno romudzimu uri umfuna hani, omupa muro wawo, plane dzawe ndidzavudi ngamne. Why Yesu achiroricha tadhuru achikodhera mne navo? Why? Kuna mtu anga richabva tadhuru akoda pano shangoni hutamburi wawo achikodhera rine ndingauribone vawandeme. You are important, you are valuable. Yehova akotodhanichia heleni ukotodhanichiva wawe. That's why oniketa, that's why odhisa kongo lawe kaviwe, that's why achikonipa Jesu muro wawe urichirani ivani wawe. Ende muzi richihumbura Yesu ngene ponenda kunoudza khonani yanga neti ngasiriche Yehova neti konitevera ngori Yehova kwamfuna nendi wandemekhaya ompa uchilo kusapiri ompa zuhulwane omvisa Igupta ukonyisa kanana ya lini na lini. And vone vina rafanira kupata khazwo. Chimwe chifhinga ri pfesesi ruchidzwa zviamba mini. Redemption. Not pedzi uri mudzimu generera, not pedzi uri mudzimu rengurura, obvisa zvidhurawo. Riadhura. Mara also redemption ye Jesu ariwanera. Yorivhurera mbira. Yova blessed, Yova vana va mudzimu. Rina mudzimu ngomwazvo. Rina ushaka na Yehova. Rina manda na uchiro wa Yehova. Mara musi ndisadivi uri, what does it mean to be saved? What does it mean to be saved? Jesu onyitera mini. What are the benefits? Bawana icho chipinga ndichikuona ngati ndichisiwana. I'm alone. Therefore, let me go and get love and get support and get salvation from others. Uri mudzimu gona uyamfuna ndozvitonga mwana icho chipinga vaona vana vakukurana kotsi anga vanifuni kotsi anga vanifuni vatonidzima charedi yamateki sinika dzokudhura kotsi anga vanifuni vaona mwana akukura yanga zvezvo ngori hakovona ohangwa rufuno rwakotsi yawo na meya vane vamutambulera vomuhwara 9 months vomudhisa shangoni vomuarusa vaona mndu achikuhangwa azvitoika. Hello, azvite. Vete mtu hangwa. Ende ruhumbudzwa ngapumula mudzimu. Ndiloni line rafanira kubuya khalo. Akofibuya ni khauchidzwa ndonitela mini. Mudzimu kana chirifarisa redzule khauchidzawo. Redzule kha hingo yawo. Ngori ndione ine yarithusa, yaritsereledza. Kha uri sikungeledzo risikuriwa ngazvo mudzimu. Amen.